just wanted to check with God, which one should I go for, So I knelt down and I'm actually praying for the other guy, not him. Guys, I don't know if
What is your prayer at that time?
my
I think a lot of things are gonna come out of this. What was your prayer? What were you praying for the
my
other guy?
the other guy, I kind of loved him, but it's like we didn't click, like we didn't click, but we clicked.
The red flags.
But we clicked, but we did with the other guy we didn't click. But I could see that, you know what, if I go into this relationship, despite what's interesting me at that particular time, I'm obviously gonna have a lot of tears in the future. But yeah, my prayer was God.
Where was the guy?
He was in Botswana.
Oh.
Yes.
You were in South Africa?
I was in South Africa.
With me?
With you.
Ah. Hi guys, welcome to WorthLiving, our YouTube channel. I am Kamo.
And my name is Mercy.
Fantastic. It's so great to be back, guys. So today we're going to be talking about choosing the right partner for marriage. How do you know the person is the right person for you?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking about today. I think you're going to enjoy today's topic. So first thing, I think a lot of people, they take a long time to really decide whether someone is the one for them. And what tends to happen is time gets extended and extended and extended, and they never really get to the point where they decide to say, okay, this is the person, this is who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you what we've done, what has worked for us, as always. I remember in this channel we really try to share with you what works with us,
our love story.
Yeah.
So
what do you think, honey?
I think it differs from men and women. We do get confirmations differently, and I want to believe, babe, you will correct me if I'm wrong. I want to believe with men, you are already sure when you see a lady. But as for us, unless in situations where, of course, a lady would be leading a man, or a lady would have spotted a man well on time. So I'm thinking about a situation where I'm just a flower in my father's garden, and I'm not even aware that there is someone out there who's looking at me, right?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened with us.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be sharing with you today is our experience. His experience will be different from my experience, because I was just that rose in the garden and he saw it, and he made up his mind. I don't know how long he took, but for me it took a while because I needed a confirmation.
Yeah. So for me, it was, I think it was quite easy. When I saw my girlfriend for the first time, I sort of knew this is my type. Without even talking to her, just hearing her, looking at her from a distance. So I think for me, her story is more spiritual. Mine is more physical and intuitive. So I think for me, I knew already. I had a checklist of what the kind of person that I wanted. So as I said in the previous episodes as well, what I needed to do was just to start ticking and start marking what fits my checklist and what doesn't.
And then you put on your CV once.
I did put on my CV. And that really worked for me. It doesn't mean she's the first girl that I saw. I've had other relationships before, and some I kind of knew that it's not gonna go anywhere. because you know where you feel like you're forcing things, where you start seeing what we call the red flags,
Yeah.
and the things that being honest to yourself, it's not gonna work, or
Yeah.
so that was it for me. I'm going to go into detail
Yeah.
with you, but honey, tell us a story
Oh, what happened?
of what happened. I remember we I had started showing interest, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this story, I tried to think back
Mm.
before I really pleaded my case.
Yeah. Pleaded, babe.
There's a certain time
Yeah.
that I remember.
Yeah.
So remember we're in
Varsity.
varsity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the way that I got to know her was through the fellowship that we had on campus,
Yeah.
Believers Love World. And at that time, I was looking for a textbook. I think
Yeah.
it was a psychology textbook.
Yeah. Yeah.
And uh, you had an option of buying a brand new book or buying from people who had already done that particular module.
Yeah.
So then she had said to me through the fellowship, through the times that we met at our fellowship, that
Yeah.
she had the book, or the psychology textbook. It was a thick book like this. So now the particular thing that I remember about this was the fact that she didn't want to sell it for me at a discount. I think she had a price. It was 370 rands, and she didn't want to go to 350.
No, baby, you
And
wanted 200 and something.
really.
Yes.
But anyway, I wanted a discount,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so this is the story that I really remember way back before we started dating.
Yeah.
One of the first encounters that I had with her. And from then I really started liking her, for whatever other reasons that I saw besides, not willing to negotiate with me. Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't even see you.
Yeah.
But did you see me at that time? You did.
Yes.
Why did I want what I'm talking about?
The whole campus? Why did I want to buy a book from you? I started, getting closer to her and trying to figure out the kind of person she is before I stated my case, the real case. Yes. So yeah, your story was different, love.
My story was different, guys. Okay, like I already mentioned, you had that beautiful rose in your father's garden.
Yeah.
And we used to go together at fellowship. We'd be praying together. I remember in one of our episodes, I mentioned how he phoned me and he asked me to come to his house. How he told me that he loves me and I shouldn't respond on that day. I should take my time. The way you're saying,
Yes, I needed to give you time to think about it.
Yes,
really.
yes.
Yeah.
So after he said that, honestly, I didn't see him that way.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you one of the things you didn't see me. So guys, I grew up in Lobate, right? So from there was around my time, I think it's still there. There's a fashion around Sophia Town where you wear stapra cap. I don't know how you call that in English. You wear stapra cap. I used to wear this
Peggy
pants. Sometimes they were like, they were like 3/4. We call them 3/4.
Yeah.
So it was one of the things that she later told me turned her off. I was a
Yeah.
pantsola sort of. I was trying to fit into Joburg kind of lifestyle, but that turned her off.
That was the idea.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, guys.
What did you think? I didn't want to look.
Yeah,
otherwise.
guys. Yeah. It's one of the reasons. Yes, but yeah, I had to give you a chance. You can't actually judge a person from the way they look.
You can.
Probably you can't
You
just
did.
only. I'm saying you can't just only
Okay. Yeah.
judge a person from the way they look. You could be probably their lifesaver.
No, that's true.
You could be bringing that fashion sense
I've really
into their
transformed,
lives.
guys. Nowadays, I do the fade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Your story.
My story. So the guy calls me, like I already mentioned on another episode, and he tells me how much he loves me, how much he wanna marry me, and all those things. But then at that time, guys,
and I didn't have cash.
Yeah, I was not even after cash either way.
No, not for you, to marry you.
Oh yeah, no, but I was actually impressed, because it's exactly what I wanted. You know, I wanted somebody as young as we were.
Mm.
I also wanted somebody that will look into the future, you know, not somebody who's just gonna play around and we had each other and all that.
Yeah,
So
you wanted someone you can start with. Someone
exactly.
who didn't have anything
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, like me.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, like me. Yes. I didn't have anything. You're right. You're all students.
Yeah, we were, yeah, we
Yeah.
were, yeah.
So guys, so what tended to happen was that after he told me his intentions, um I went home. Actually, I didn't take him seriously. You know, I just thought, okay, what is this brother saying?
Yeah.
What is this brother saying? You know, it took me a while. I remember how he used to call me even months later, like, what are you saying about what I said? Because I took a long time, guys. I took a long time. But I was taking a long time because of the relationship that I have with God. I believe in a serious godly relationship or godly marriage. And I remember how I had told my God that, my God, whatever, whoever that you're gonna give to me, I will keep myself to that person until marriage. So, and then it happened exactly that way. So I was so serious even at that age that I didn't even wanna play around. So I had to take my time to check if, is he playing with me or what? You know, men have a tendency of just saying words and they don't mean them, you know, just to score a point or with certain intentions.
Mm.
So, but then with him, I could see that, okay, but this guy is genuine, but this guy is mature. You know, I loved his personality. I loved the way he would look into the future. You know, he was always talking about the future as young as we were, but he will still talk about the future. But despite all the beautiful things that I was seeing, I took time still because I wanted to be certain. So I remember one of the first days, I think he had come to Botswana for the uncle's wedding. And that particular day, I think he just left South Africa without telling me that he left.
Building tension, babe. Yeah.
So he didn't tell me that he left, and we were always in touch. We were beginning to have that like kind of friendship, kind of it was friendship from my side because I was actually giving myself time to really know him.
Mm.
You know, yeah. So during that time, we developed a friendship. We developed a bond, and kate the guy over karabo.
Yeah.
So he goes to Botswana, he doesn't tell me. And there I was, I'm at school. I'm trying to call him. I'm at varsity. I'm trying to call him. Where are you? He's like, I'm in the bus. I'm going to Botswana. What?
Mm. And how did that make you feel?
Oh my God. I was like, okay, this guy.
No, it made you realize that you love me, didn't it?
Yeah, no, true. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, I think that was one of the reasons, right? So you can imagine you are waiting for an answer for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
wants to keep you in a friend zone, and
Yeah.
you don't wanna stay there. Of course, friendship is important,
Yeah.
but I think we had been friends for
For a
quite a while
while.
by
Yeah.
that time.
For a while.
So there was no answer, and it turned out
But
there
there
was
were
actually
signs. But there were signs.
there were signs. Remember, we have to live our lives with both signs and agreements, right?
Yeah.
There was another guy.
Yes, there was another guy who had also put in his CV.
Mm.
So I was actually interested in the other guy.
Mm.
So, and then it happened that the night he left for Botswana, the night that he didn't tell me that he's going. So I give him a call. He's like, he's in the bus. I'm like, okay, this guy, how does he work? Why? Because you had always told me your plans, but that day you just left. So I actually went to my room. It was on a Thursday, 2008, right? Yeah, on a Thursday around 7 p.m., guys. I still remember the time. I went into my room, I prayed, I knelt down. Actually, the prayer was not for him, but was for the other guy who had put in his CV as well. So I just wanted to check with God, which one should I go for, you know? So I knelt down and I'm actually praying for the other guy, not him. Guys, I don't know
What is your prayer at that time?
my
I think a lot of things are gonna come out of this. What was your prayer? What were you praying for the other
my
guy?
the other guy, I kind of loved him, but it's like we didn't click, like we didn't click, but we clicked.
The red flags.
But we clicked, but we did with the other guy we didn't click. But I
Mm.
could see that, you know what, if I go into this relationship, despite what's interesting me at that particular time, I'm obviously gonna have a lot of tears in the future. But yeah, my prayer was God.
Where was the guy?
He was in Botswana.
Oh,
Yes.
you were in South Africa.
I was in South Africa.
With me.
With you.
Ah. Okay, yeah.
Of course, yes. Okay, so I knelt down because I had to make a decision. Remember, my guy has left for Botswana and he hasn't said anything to me. The feelings are all up high, and I'm feeling like, oh my God, this guy is important. Oh, like I really love him. Oh my God, I love him. So, so I had to like kneel down and and pray to God. But at that particular time, I was mad at him. So I was like, okay, God, I'm praying for this relationship with this other guy that it works. The other guy, not him. Remember, I'm pissed off at that time. I thought I trusted him, but then he just went without telling me where he's going, because I also had my own checklist at that particular time.
Does he tell me where he is? Huh.
Yeah, does he communicate? Communication. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm like, communication. X. So I knelt down and then I say, God, in the name of Jesus, I pray for my relationship. I don't know if you have ever seen yourself trying to pray and it is as if the prayers are hitting the walls of the room that you're in.
Because of the prayers that I'm doing the other
because
side.
of the prayers that you're doing, that I had to, I realized that time that you're man of God. You're a man of God.
Yeah.
So I tried to pray, guys, and I could literally feel like the prayers are hitting the wall and they're bouncing back. And you would feel it if you're a prayerful person. You will feel, but this thing, but why does it feel so dry? Why is it not flowing? And then guess what? I rebuked the devil at that time. Get thee behind me, you Satan. I start speaking in tongues. When I try to speak in tongues, they're bouncing back from the wall towards me. At that particular time, I remember, I never like to share this story because it feels like impossible. But it is possible. Because it depends on the relationship that you have with God. So at that particular time when I'm kneeling, it is as if I'm hearing the Spirit of the Lord saying to me, it can't work with this guy. And immediately behind me, I see him in the room.
By that time, I'm at the border.
And at that time, he's at the border. And immediately I saw his face behind me. I just knew the Lord is saying, this one. But me being stubborn, because you know how the heart is, actually thought, but maybe it's my mind. Maybe it's my mind. Because I had to ask him which one is the right one. But I was literally praying for the other guy, But he appeared in the room that I was praying in, literally behind me. I got scared, I went, what's going on? Because I knew that you're not in the city, So guys, it went on, and ever since that day, because I had not confirmed to him that I loved him, I was still hoping that the other relationship, it could work out, but not really work out, but I was hoping that the other guy, could change, or the red flags could just vanish and become white,
So that story is really interesting. And, from that point, that was your defining moment.
It was my defining moment, but I never wanted to believe it, I never wanted to believe it, but I loved you. But, you have your own dreams, like, I wanted this guy, and, but, I loved you at the same time. Probably it's something that...
As a friend.
As a friend, but yeah, I not only as a friend, when you are trying to take your time to make sure that you're not doing the wrong thing, and also trying to follow your heart. And that was my defining moment, but that was not the end. And then, like I already said, it depends on the relationship that you have with God, and we all have different spiritual gifts and all that. Ever since that day, until the day that we, like, buddy, I love you, and that's it. I love you. I want to be with you. Ever since that day, until that day that we confirmed our love for each other, every single dream that I had Kamo in it. Okay, as far as I remember, maybe there were 1 or 2 days.
The law of attraction.
Every dream, because
Yeah.
I believe in dreams. I
Yeah.
guess maybe the Lord was trying to confirm with me through dreams,
Yeah.
that I came physically, I showed you physically, but you still didn't believe it. But I love you so much, my daughter. So because I know you believe in dreams, I'm gonna start showing you this guy even in dreams. I would dream literally other things that won't concern him, but I will still see him. I will dream myself with my family, but I'll still see him.
Yeah.
I kept on seeing him in the dreams, and which is, like I already mentioned, with women it's different as compared to men. With me, I went to each of the Lord. I prayed about it before I could actually go to the checklist and all that. I prayed about it because all I wanted was a man who's after God. I wanted a man who loves God. I wanted a man who would raise the family and who would lead us in the way of the Lord. Yeah.
So that's really an interesting story, honey. I think
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And don't you ever in your mind doubt that time?
Yeah.
Because as much as we laugh about it or we joke about it, it's you prayed, you went on and prayed,
Yeah.
and whatever confirmation you had was what you believed in.
Yeah.
And I did pray as well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a kind of person who believes that you pray and an answer will come from anywhere, right? It will come in undeniable ways that confirms for you this is the answer, right? So what we're trying to share here, guys, she went on and prayed. That was her defining moment when I appeared behind her while she was praying. For me, it was a journey that I looked at different things, and she did look at different things also after that. And I think it's because we as guys, we are the ones who are looking, right? And the ladies just have to be there. And that's one thing actually that I wanted to say, that I think a lot of ladies feel like the wait is too long. When is the right guy coming? And I just wanted to say that you have to be clear that you are available. You have to be clear that you are looking, and being clear, it doesn't mean you have to go around and say I'm single, but put yourself in situations where you can be noticed, and if you are in church, be involved in different departments. Don't just come to church and sit and leave. No one will see you. Be involved in other things, so that you work with people, and in this process you are able to be noticed by someone. And doesn't have to be only at church. Even if it means family meetings, at work, be clear. And if someone shows interest, find as soon as possible what their intention is. And for you guys also, just be clear with your intentions from the beginning.
Okay, say I'm a lady, right? And I like you and you haven't noticed me. To think the lady should go for the guy?
The problem.
What's the best possible way to try and reach out to the guy?
Where I am in life, I think it's okay. But there's a certain culture in where we live, right? If a woman comes to you, that thing is not, it's looked down upon in our culture. But there's certain things that you can do. For example, as I said, you have to be involved, be busy doing your own thing, right? Look beautiful, speak intelligently, interact with people, look like you're enjoying your life. And I think one of the things that I like to say to the ladies is, you don't look like you enjoy your life in the moment that you are waiting. Enjoy your life and move on with your life. Don't live as if there's something missing in your life. Move on and enjoy your life, because I can imagine me as a guy. I don't wanna I don't wanna go to a lady who looks like she's troubled. That looks like she doesn't have a hope for the future. I want to be with someone who's happy, who's sorted her career. She's busy with something. That person at least shows that She won't depend on me for everything. As we always say that your happiness doesn't depend on me. It depends on you. I'm just there to add on to it. So just to answer your question, if it depends on the situation really, but rather do other things, and you'll notice that a lot of guys, when a lady comes to them, uh, it's it doesn't sit right. I think show that you love the other person by other ways, right? Befriend them. They will notice when you become friends with a guy. There's two things that go on in their mind: a friend or a girlfriend. Two things.
Friends with benefits.
No, just a friend.
Is it?
Yes.
I always thought maybe guys have that like friend with benefits.
No, all friends have benefits. but what I'm saying is, even
you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Yes.
But it's exactly what we are saying, that be careful.
Yeah.
For guys who are there to get the benefit and go. You understand?
Yeah.
So so be careful, right? Be careful to safeguard yourself, your heart. Okay. So you need to be sure about that guy, but it's not a difficult thing to be sure, really. Just find out the commitment from the guy.
Yeah. I just want to say at the same time, God speaks to us differently as women, and what tended to happen in the past is that after the Lord has had spoken to me through or had confirmed to me through what transpired during the Thursday 7 p.m. prayer, what happened is that, okay, what followed was dreams. Fine, I was still stubborn a little bit, but what also tended to happen after that was the fact that he started confirming it with people around me. So he started confirming it with people around me. I was so intentional about getting the answer from the Lord. You were talking about the law of attraction, and I was so intentional about knowing, God, is this the right man? Because I don't want to find myself in a relationship that's going to lead to marriage that I'm going to exit before I could even enjoy it. It's important. And also, I don't want to find myself going into a relationship that you, God, you don't approve. Because we are different from men. We would want to make sure that, God, is this the ideal man that you have for me? God, is it him? All we want is just to please the Lord. So what I did myself was, I prayed about it, like I already mentioned, and then the dreams, and then the people around started confirming it. I remember we would go to different churches, and I remember how prophets would just single me out and start confirming of how you are my husband. It's like confirmation was coming after one another. But then the most important and the prophecy that stood out for me was the one that came from my mother. It's important that when we are alive, you would always have that one particular person that you trust when they say something. My mother is a very, very prayerful woman of God. She's a very spiritual person, and she's just into spiritual stuff. So, and then I remember one of the days when we were still in South Africa, and it was around 2 a.m. at night, and she gave me a call. So I answered the phone, and she says to me, I'm talking to you coming from a dream. That's her, right? And then I'm like, okay, is everything okay, Mama? And she's like, no, I just had a dream now. Because we were friends. He would come to my place. My mother knew about him. My siblings knew about him. And even the parents knew about me. But at that particular time, we just friends, But yeah, we knew we loved each other, but we just friends before before them. You remember we were coming from a Christian background where there's a lot of a lack of freedom, when you want to express your love for one another. In a church setup, they usually kind of make it look like it's a sin when you start dating. They make the environment not conducive for young people to be able to date, and that's why we had to keep even our relationship secret. Because
for quite a while,
we had it underground because of the people around. Because when you know what you want, you just need to stand by it. But sometimes the pressures from outside can be so strong that you can find yourself really confused. Because I remember how men with BMWs and with big cars would come to me.
BMWs.
Yes,
Mm.
would come to me, and then I'll show them my husband, and I'm like, no, I'm fine. That's my husband.
Mm.
But you know what surprised me is that when God is in it,
Mm.
I remember one particular guy, I think he was vendor when we were in South Africa. So I think he gave me a lift when I was going to Vice City.
Mhm.
So I don't know where you were at
Mm.
that time,
I
but
didn't
then,
have a car,
yes,
so
you
I was
didn't have a
somewhere
car.
working.
But you're always working together, but I
Yeah,
think you had a class
yeah,
and I didn't have a
yeah,
class. So he saw you a couple of times
yeah.
with me,
Okay.
and he said he thought he was my brother because we were
Beautiful. Isn't that beautiful?
because we were
Yeah.
always together. So I tell him, no, that's not my brother, that's my boyfriend.
Mm.
You know, that guy wanted to say his intent. He had already started saying his intentions, but he was like, you know what, if that's the guy
Mm.
that you're in love with,
Mm.
I respect that. I respect that guy. There's just something about him.
Mm.
You know, when God is in it, when God had put the stamp on it, He
Mm.
will ensure that it's protected. So it's important that sometimes you will need to hide your relationship just for your sanity.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because people can confuse you around. They can tell you he doesn't have a house, he doesn't have money, he's not working, he's not. But yet the Lord had said something,
Yeah.
and the Lord doesn't look at what's happening now. He looks into the future.
Yeah.
So my mother calls me and she says to me, I know I said a lot of things before I could arrive to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mother calls me and she says to me, I had a dream. I'm actually speaking to you and my eyes are closed as I'm speaking to you now. I'm like, okay, mama. It was around 12 midnight. And she says, I just saw Kamu coming here in my yard. And he said to me, "Ke kopa sekgwa sa metsi." That's what my mother said.
Mm.
And then she says to me, I'm actually having goosebumps when I'm talking. Look, when I'm talking about this. And she says to me, Wanaka, because I had hit the relationship from her as well. Are you sure that Kami is not your boyfriend? Because I've just been told that he's your husband. You know, I just had to come clean to come clean at that particular time. But that was my most defining moment, because I understand the level which my mother is at. I understand her spirituality, and I now I knew that it's sealed, it's done. This is my husband.
I thank God for your mother. I thank God for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
guys, life has no formula.
Yeah.
So we're just telling you our story.
But yeah.
We went through a lot to you know to come to the point where we said we are going to date, and as you know, for us, we date for marriage. If you date someone, well,
don't date to find out.
Don't date to find out,
Yes.
right? So look at someone, be friends with them. Well, by the time you start dating, it should be someone that you know that you know you're really willing to have a future with them. Yeah. So we've said a lot of things, but I think we are about to close this.
Yeah.
The important thing is that, guys, remember what we always say, that you know life is no formula.
Yeah.
I always say the right person is the one that is with you, right? The reason why we say that is because there's a problem of options, right?
Yeah.
The danger of option is the fact that, you know, if you realize it, when you talk about like big companies, you realize that when they started, they had one thing that they were doing, and they progressed. Then later on in life, they start diversifying. A lot of businesses that start off with many you know
Streams.
many streams, they don't succeed because the focus is just split
All
apart,
over.
right? So it's the same thing with I see with a lot of guys. There's so many ladies, beautiful women around. There's so many options, and what tends to happen is that either you know people date many people at the same time, or they go around to find out, and that delays you as a person. You know, the best thing to do is to decide, this is the person that I like. This is who I'm going to find out with. If it fails in the future, it failed, but at least you had an intention and you had a goal with that one particular person. So the thing with options, be very careful with it, because it can delay you in life. Same as women. I think with women, you tend to be choosy at the beginning, but later on in life, you know, it's like, you know, you become more mature about it. You know, you look at important things in life. So guys, be careful of options, and when you're with someone, decide and move on. Find out where you're going. Are you going to get married, or are you going to you know, date each other forever, or you know, stay with each other as boyfriend and girlfriend forever, but decide.
Yeah.
We always encourage marriage because it's sort of a structure that, you know, it's more definitive for us, and you know,
Yeah.
it makes sense for us. It made sense for us.
So
So we
does.
that's what we would like for everyone to do. And marriage in Botswana is to marry is 40 pula
Yeah.
to sign.
Is it 40 pula or 20 pula?
It's 40
It's
pula.
40 pula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite little. Yes,
Yeah.
there's the lobola side where you have to save. And guys, don't let anything stop you
Yeah.
to make that decision to
Yeah.
marry.
Yeah.
You know, don't let anything. If you wanna do it, go for it. It's Marriage is nice. It's just the
Yeah.
relationship that is
Intensified your
Yeah.
definition. No,
Yeah.
it's lovely. It's nice, guys.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
nice. It's as long as you are able to deal with those red flags, and it's something that we can handle. And like we already mentioned in one of our episodes, that we are here to kill each other and bring out Christ. You know, you can't find a perfect person, but you know, we are here to help each other to be the best of
That we
what the
can be.
Lord
Yeah.
had made them to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so if you get a perfect person, how is marriage going to be? Because we all have a duty. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we are all responsible for each other. You
Yeah.
know, to bring out Christ out of each other. And if it's something that you think you can handle, just go for it. And when you're talking about deciding, the Bible talks about how God hates a double-minded person.
Yeah.
So if you're a double-minded person, how will you hear God?
Yeah.
You know, you need to take a decision.
Yeah.
It's either it's left or right,
Hot
because
or cold.
it's hot or cold. If you chose hot and you're supposed to choose cold, for example, you'll be able to hear when the Lord says no, it's cold. But if you're in between, you're going to hear another voice saying cold, the other one says hot, the other one says cold. But you need to make a decision whether wrong or right. And then when you're inside, then you'll be able to hear when the Lord says no, it was supposed to be a hot one, not a cold one.
Yeah, you need to
So-
fail very fast. You need
Yeah.
to fail very fast,
Yeah.
because
Early.
if you don't fail, then you're going to fail very late.
Yeah.
So make sure that you fail as much as you can, so that, you know, at least you learn from those experiences.
Yeah.
So guys, that's what we wanted to share with you. We've gone all over the place, but hopefully you got something out of that.
Yeah.
We really like to encourage you guys. Be happy, enjoy life, take it easy. This life is too short, but it is worth living.
Yeah.
As we always say. Yeah.
It is worth living. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the views. Yeah. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.